It's great that so many computer peripherals use the same interface nowadays. Seems like everything uses USB. It would be nice to use some of these devices with my electronics projects. The chip on my Arduino board could be used to output USB data. It can act as a USB device. But to receive USB data, it needs to act as a USB host, which is a bit more complex. Thankfully, someone went along and built a shield attachment for Arduino that incorporates a chip capable of handling USB host duties. Oleg from Circuits at Home produced the USB host shield and provided some examples on his site for using it with mice, keyboard, game controllers. I wanted to use it with a USB MIDI keyboard. Unfortunately, there are no examples for that, so I'll need to do a bit of hacking.
Learning about the USB data protocol can be a little confusing. Even after reading, or at least thoroughly skimming, the over 600-page official spec. In a nutshell, data is transferred between the host and the device through a sort of virtual port called an endpoint. Most devices use multiple endpoints of different types, each one identified by a number and the direction that data flows through it. The host manages all of these endpoints, along with a bunch of other details. After a little experimenting, I figured out that USB MIDI devices send out data in a similar way to the PlayStation controller used in one of the USB host shield's example sketches. So I was able to repurpose a lot of that code to work with my keyboard. To get a better idea of what it was sending out, I programmed the Arduino to repeat incoming values back to my computer. The output was more or less regular MIDI messages, something I'm familiar with. The first byte tells me this is a note on message. The second byte tells me which note was pressed. And the third one is the note's velocity. Now I can send these values out over a serial port, and it'll be compatible with any standard MIDI device, such as my little MIDIVox synth, which is also based around Arduino.
So, I've essentially built my own USB MIDI to old school MIDI converter, which is cool if you're into that sort of thing, which I am. But really, this could be used to convert any USB device to MIDI. Like, say, a USB video game guitar, Rock Band, I believe.